ready to hit the like and share button on YouTube and Facebook. This is the Hot Rod Podcast with Ron Foreman and Brady Wright. We literally live, eat, and breathe cars. Here we are with show number 363 of the Hot Rod Podcast. Brady Wright and Ron Foreman. And this show is going to be kind of fun because not only is Ron the president of the Rat Bastards Car Club of Washington, I am the president of the Rat Bastards Car Club of Idaho. And this past weekend, there was the annual Rat Bastards Infestation, the biggest show that the club puts on all year, and this particular year it was in Cedro-Woolley, Washington, which is about an hour and a quarter north of Seattle, basically. Nice little town, great park called Riverfront Park, and we're going to talk about that in just a moment. Hi, I'm Brady Wright. I'm the founder of the Idaho Hot Rod Hall of Fame, and I got some big news coming up that I think you'll want to know about. Now, if you're a car person and you're in Idaho, especially North Idaho, you probably are aware of the organization, but just in case you're not, what we do is we recognize hot rodders, clubs, and people who support the sport of hot rodding all through the state of Idaho. It is for Idaho people only. Every year we have an awards banquet that recognizes a hot rodder of the year, a young rodder of the year, and a car club of the year throughout the state of Idaho. Now, you probably wonder, how do people get nominated and how do they get the award? Well, the nominations come from you. If you go to our website, that's Idahof, IDAHHOF.org. There is a nomination form there. You can download it, or you can send an email to idahof@gmail.com, and we'll send you one for yourself. And when you send them in, all of the board gets together once a year, usually in the fall, and we decide who's going to get nominated and who's going to get inducted into the Hall of Fame for that year. Now, our banquet is coming up in about 2 months. We're looking to do it in about September, so you have July and August to fill out your nominations and get them into us. It's real important. The nominations are self-explanatory. The form is real clear, and if you fill it out as completely as possible, whoever you nominate or whichever club you nominate has a pretty good chance of getting in. We induct one hot rodder of the year, one young rodder of the year, and one club of the year every year. But you can put your nominations in at any time. If we don't choose the person you've nominated, for example, this year, they may get in next year. Just depends on who else gets nominated. It's idahof@gmail.com or idahof, IDAHHOF.org on the web. We're also on Facebook. If you have questions, you can ask them right there. We look forward to getting your nominations in, but do hurry. We need them by the end of August 2023. Well, this is going to be easy. How are you doing today, my man?
Oh, I've had a rough day, but I'm doing all right now.
All right. Well, you got to be all right. We got to talk about the show. So just so people understand that we've talked about this a little bit before, but the Rat Bastards Car Club has been in operation for 18, 19 years, quite a while. And you've been doing the Infestation for, let's see, in Washington, you've been doing it how many years? 15?
16 years today.
16
this year.
years. Okay. So this year was the 16th, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So it is a big show, and people sometimes they get confused. They hear the name of the club, the Rat Bastards, and they assume that it's only a rat rod club, and that's the only people you want at the show. First off, not true. We did a little bit. You wrote the whole history of how the club got started and got its name, and you guys were working in the garage building cars, and you yelled to one another, "Hey, you rat bastard, give me that wrench," and that kind of stuck. I think isn't that essentially the story?
Something like that. Where's the half-inch wrench? If it's up your yin yang, you know where it was, you rat bastard.
Yeah. So the club name came out of that, and
it's club banter. Car banter in the garage.
Sure.
Car garage banter.
In fact, I was at an event 2 weeks ago, and one of the guys that was at the event, about a week ago, a week, 10 days. Anyway, he was saying, so where'd the club come from? And I told him that story basically. And he said, so what is it about? I said, well, it's 69 or earlier, basically American iron, but it could be any kind of, you could be at rat rod, you'd be hot rod, you'd be pro stocks, pro steel, as long as it's 69 or earlier, you know,
Orphan.
or if it sure it could be a Volvo. We don't care as long as it's so that fits the club thing. And it could be almost anything you like. The main thing is you got to enjoy cruising. You got to be willing to help everybody with their builds, and you got to, it's not what you buy, it's what you build. And he said, that's what I'm looking for. He's got a 1950 Chevy Fleetline
Ooh.
that the fastback, all black, and he's lowered
Oh,
it.
nice.
He joined on the spot.
Nice.
So now we're up to 9, and
Cool.
yeah, we're rocking and rolling over here.
It's about quality, not quantity.
It is exactly that. So
Absolutely.
this last weekend was the Infestation in Western Washington, and if you go to the Rat Bastards Car Club pages, either the Idaho one or the Washington one, you'll see pictures and stuff of what went on.
TM. Rat Bastards Car
Rat
Club.
Bastards TM. That's right. They're trademarked because it's a trademark name.
Yep.
But yeah, you'll see the pictures and some videos and stuff like that. We're also going to run them as part of the show here, so periodically we'll shut up and you'll see some videos and things. But let's start with the whole process. You guys had it was Riverfront Park in Cedar Willie, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. And so it
This is
was,
year 2.
pardon me?
The second year there.
Second year. Yes, second year there. And a real nice venue. I mean, it's got a big
Oh,
grass
it's awesome.
field, and there's cooking facilities on the stage and all kinds of cool stuff.
Yep.
So this year it was the 27th of July, and
There were a lot of other events around Washington State the same day.
Yeah,
I
there
mean,
were
a lot.
Yeah. Well, and some other events even at that venue because it's a popular place, and
Yep.
people came. But you guys had a great layout, as I understand. I didn't come over this year, but tell me about the show.
Ralph come up with a great idea how to space the cars.
Oh,
one way, and then like 12 feet for pop-ups and
right,
lawn chairs,
right.
and then cars the other way, and then place for pop-ups and lawn chairs, and then a road. So 2 rows, pop-ups, and a road.
Perfect.
So there's room for the next row to park the cars.
Right.
Worked out really, really well. Awesome.
Sounds
Everyone
good.
enjoyed
It
it.
looked good
it was
from
really
the pictures. Cool. Do you have a total for how many cars?
Right at 80 cars.
Okay, so that's a pretty good showing considering
it's about quality, not quantity. We have people. Furthest traveled was $99 from 99 miles from Auburn.
Oh well, that's pretty good distance.
Yeah,
drive 100 miles for a car show is pretty good.
Yep, got a pretty cool trophy built. Casey built. It's the one that looks like a globe with a car and a trailer in the center of it. It's really cool.
Well, yeah, and let's talk about the trophies for a second. A lot of shows. Now, I went to a show over the weekend, and it was a really good show. First time the fellas did it. They went to do it. They did it for the benefit of the Saint Vincent de Paul, and great show. But they had some real nice trophies, store-bought trophies. So the standard sort of chrome. I mean not chrome, but brass and metallic looking trophies. Sort of green. In the background, but they were store-bought sort of trophies, nice trophies.
Like these ones over my head here.
Kind of like those, yep. But
this one here is a Seattle Roadster Show. I got second place.
Yeah.
First place, the next one here is first place at what the heck is up by Arlington. It starts with an S. I'm sorry, I can't remember it.
That's okay.
I can look at the trophy, but it's buried.
Well, you could.
But they're cool trophies.
They're cool trophies, but the cool thing
proud of winning them. I'm proud of winning them.
The cool thing about the Infestation is that the Rad Bastards make the trophies, make everyone. They're not this. I mean, everyone is different, and the guys who make the trophies are the ones who end up
and gals. They're
the ones that end up presenting for that particular class, right?
Correct. That's correct.
So just for fun, I don't expect you to remember the entire list. But
they picked the car too.
Some of the categories.
The categories?
Oh, yeah, man, for the trophies.
I have to find a flyer.
Hey, you remember some of them?
Oh yeah, we had the most likely to muss your hair, Young Guns.
Yeah.
Classic hot rod. and then traditional hot rod,
Yeah.
rat rod, Frankenrod, grocery getter, uh, um, roaring 20s,
Okay.
um, dirty 30s,
Right.
fabulous 40s, um,
Was it Nifty 50s?
nifty 50s, correct? Thank you. Sexy 60s,
Okay.
happening 70s, um, roaring 80s, and then the 90s. I can't remember what the 90s it was. I can't
Nasty.
remember what the 90s was. Huh?
Was it nasty 90s?
Might have been. I might have.
Naughty
You
90s?
might. I think you nailed it.
Nutty 90s?
Something like that. So
Well,
I'm thinking about this. This is a good idea I've had today.
yeah.
Um, Rat Bashers Hoopty Show.
Ooh, that'd be
Hoopties.
kind of fun. That'd be kind of fun.
The
So
best the best worst car.
so what would your criteria be? That's kind of fun. So are you talking the absolute crud box car? Is that
Yep,
where we're headed?
absolutely.
Ooh.
Absolutely.
So how would you judge? Just the one that barely made it?
The one that didn't make it at all.
Well, I mean, I could win for the pile of parts I got in the garage. I mean,
There you go. We bring your wheelbarrow full of parts.
but it's got to get to the show, right?
It's got to be on there on its own accord. Can't be towing it in or
That could
trailering it. It has to make it.
that could be fun. But
Wouldn't that be fun?
that's sure, and that's just a great category for any show.
Thank you.
Well, there's a few websites, not websites, but Facebook pages. There's one called Shitbox Nation, and
Oh
I
yeah.
because it's hilarious. I mean,
Yeah.
what is this? It's kind of a takeoff on Frankencar, though.
Sure.
And when you come right down to it, rat rods are sort of Frankencars anyway. I mean, you make them to satisfy your vision, and maybe your
Well,
vision includes multiple parts, of different cars.
usually they're stuff you pick up at a swap meet. So
Yeah,
somebody building a beautiful Model A, let's call it a 1931 Model A. Everything's perfect. And the accumulation of building that perfect car in the back behind the barn are all these pieces that he couldn't use because they weren't the number one pieces that he wanted to use.
right.
So the rat rods are usually built by the parts and pieces that they didn't use were out behind the barn that they
Could
took to
be.
the swap meet. That's
Yep,
what my car is.
could be.
It's all leftover parts from somebody else's muscle car.
Sure, sure. And I think that's part of some shows. They kind of talk down to rat rods like, oh, well, it's not really, this kind of thing. You know what? It takes a lot more art, skill, and just plain vision to build something out of a bunch
Imagination,
of
yeah.
different kind of parts,
Yep.
imagination, exactly, than it does. I mean, if you have the money and the time, you can build a perfectly numbers matching 1958 Chevy Impala SS. You can do it. It takes a lot of time and money and effort, and it's a process. But
Mm-hmm.
you could build a really cool 1958 anything or 2008 anything and
Oh,
have fun.
1958 Apache is pretty cool out in the front yard.
Yeah, there you go. So now the club
Yeah.
truck for your branch is a 1958 Chevy Apache truck, and I don't know what
Well,
you
no,
paid for
it's a panel. It's a panel.
the panel. Yeah, and you didn't
Panel,
pay
yeah.
much for it, and
Well,
it's
I traded my Harley for it.
yeah. I mean, it's like here it is,
There
and
it
it runs
is.
and it drives, and it's pretty cool. Pretty
It
cool.
does now.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, obviously, it didn't when you
It
when you
was a basket case when I got it. It's in the
yeah.
boxes.
See, and
Yeah.
I think that's more to me. That's more fun to me to build something like that and see your vision come to life. Then I mean, we can go out and buy the numbers
Oh,
matching
sure.
perfect car, and that's cool too. I
Yeah.
don't take anything away from somebody who has one of those, but it's a lot of fun to start the thing up for the first time.
Oh, it was awesome.
That's
It was
just great
awesome.
stuff.
It's like getting in your very first car when you turn 16 or 15 years old. You get in there and you turn the
Yeah,
key and it lights up. It's the
exactly
same
that.
feeling. It's amazing.
Exactly that.
It's a
And
fountain of youth in a key.
everybody, I don't care who they are. Everybody, when you get that feeling, that first blast of adrenaline when you're 15 or 16, it's the same when you're 60. It's the
And you
same.
Build the
it
car. Yep, from the
never
ground
goes
up.
away. It
No,
never goes away.
no.
I know when we fired up the Buick motor in my truck for the first
Yeah,
time, it's like,
yeah.
ooh, it makes noise. Oh,
It's alive.
it blew oil all over the garage wall, but it's okay. We
It's
had fun with it.
alive. It's got a
Yeah,
nosebleed, but it's alive.
it sure, yeah. It maybe has COVID. I don't know, but it's doing okay. Um,
I
well,
mean,
so
if you have the spirit in it and your heart is in it, and you want to create something that you've always wanted to do, always wanted to have, it
yep,
might not be exactly what you imagine, but if it runs and drives and stops and goes,
that's what it is.
it's safety first,
Yeah.
and it's your first car all over again.
And that, you know what? I'm glad you said that because a lot of people think, oh, the rat rods are just a collection of parts and dangerous to drive and all that kind of stuff. And, they've all seen the dash plaque, no airbags, we die like men. But the truth is, for, for, most all of the clubs, you can build a car out of anything, but safety has to come first. Make
That's
sure that it
right.
runs and drives and stops and turns okay and
Mm-hmm.
doesn't wander on the road and all those things. That's important. Do that
Yep.
first. Then you
Yep.
can hang, weird stuff from the rafters and, play around with it, but, make it safe to drive.
So here's a funny story for you. So they used to
Okay.
have an eighth mile drag race at Monroe Speedway,
Right.
drag racing, and we did a car show there for for the during the fair,
Okay.
and they paid for all the trophies. I mean, these trophies were gorgeous,
Yeah.
outstanding, beautiful trophies. But the fair kind of did us a dirty deal. They wanted us to they wanted to sell us a ticket to get in, and then they wanted to sell you a ticket to go to the races and the
Oh,
car show.
they like
So
doing that.
it was kind of, yeah, it was hooped up.
Yeah.
But the people that did come, they had a great time and
I
got
bet
to see
they
a
did.
great show.
I
So
bet
the
they
people
did.
that ran the people that ran the drag race,
Yeah.
they did it every week, right? They did it every week, and they had their usual cars that come to race every week,
Right.
right? They thought that because we were rat rods in the rat rod club, that we would break, we'd have issues,
Ah,
and um, not function, break down in the middle of the race, get
sure.
oil all over the track or whatever. Guess what? Not one of us, not one of our personnel in our club had an issue.
I'll bet.
But the people that come every week, I was racing like a 71 Mustang too.
Yeah.
Guess what? He missed a gear, blew his engine. I won the race.
Yeah.
I'm consistent. I know what my car can do. He was trying.
Sure.
I was beating him, and he's trying. He got excited. He didn't want to get beat, and he blew his motor.
Yeah.
And that wasn't the only thing. Somebody lost an axle. Somebody lost, all kind of at the line, twisted an axle off. It's just,
Yeah.
and they come up to me and they said, "We were really surprised, you guys. Not one of you broke, but the people that we have come every week, they had issues. We're really proud of you guys coming out and hanging out with us and doing this with us."
Well,
So that was really cool
I have
that
to
they did
say,
that.
knowing, most of the guys in the club, I think most all of them, except the ones that have joined since I moved, um, I've seen all of the cars in the club, and I've ridden in many of them, and certainly seen them all drive to and from and all that kind of stuff. I don't remember seeing anybody actually break. Now, you had a bunch of fish eggs in your carburetor one time, but
Oh yeah,
but you knew what it was, and you weren't
yep.
racing anybody at the time, and it was a fix.
No,
It was no problem.
yeah. I cleaned the
But
carburetor, put it all back together, put some you know,
stable
green,
in there and
simple
stuff.
green. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, easy stuff. Oh,
Seafoam
is it? You
cleaned it
use
right up.
seafoam?
Yep.
Seafoam is good stuff.
It's perfect. I sprayed it, soaked it, threw it
Yeah,
all back together, did the North Cascade loop all the way
yeah,
around Highway 20.
yeah.
Not another issue. It was awesome.
Yeah, and for the now, if you're watching from someplace else besides the Pacific Northwest, the North Cascade, the Cascade Mountains run basically north and south through Oregon, Washington, and everything like that. And the North Cascades Highway is in the north part of Washington State. It's Highway 20. You can look that up on a map, and it goes right through the Cascade Mountains at about 4,300 feet. I mean, it's way up there, and it's a narrow road. It's only a couple of lanes. And really, when the snow starts in the winter, you can't
They
go
close it.
over it from about October till about March. It's closed.
Right.
They don't plow it, and unless you got a four-wheel drive or a thiokol, you're not going up there. But
No.
during the time when the road is open, it is a beautiful drive.
Gorgeous. Absolutely
Gorgeous,
gorgeous.
absolutely gorgeous. Goes from the west side, Bellingham.
Winthrop is a great little town. Winthrop is a great little town.
Winthrop is
You
on the other
guys had
side.
lots of car
Wonderful.
motorcycle shows there, and
And there's
really
a little
cool.
town right close to Winthrop, which is just on the other side of the pass, on the east side of the pass. Little town right close to it called Twisp.
Oh
And
yeah.
in Twisp, they have a lot of kitschy kind of Western, cowboy kind of stuff, but they
Yep.
also have a coffee roaster over there.
Oh,
And you can go to this place, you can go to the coffee roaster, and you can pick out your own sort of mix of beans. They got individual
oh,
roasters
cool.
right there. You can roast your own cup of coffee and have it right there at the place. It's very cool. Twist Coffee Roasters, I think is the
We'll
name.
have to do that. We'll have to take a cruise over there and have a
It's
cup of coffee.
grand. Yeah, it's lots of fun. Good guys. Well, so
Cool.
let's get back to the show for just a second.
Okay.
You had about 80 cars. How many? Some new people, first timers.
There were some new people there. Yep. The guys, most of the new people won trophies,
Well, that's
which is
good.
kind of cool.
Yeah,
Mike Phobes in his V12, twin V12 Jaguar was there. He won loud pipes and over the top.
I'm sure he did. We had Mike
He's a
on the
great
show a
guy.
while back. We had some pictures of that car, and
He's got he's got a project right now he's working on. He wants to get it going. Have another meeting with us and another show with him after he gets this
absolutely.
electric stool or something he's building. So it's a surprise.
Okay. All right. Well, then, yeah, let's absolutely do that. Keep in touch with him.
Absolutely.
We'll get him on for sure. So you
And
had.
Lenny Stouts, his
Oh yeah,
family was there,
yeah,
and there was a fallen hot rodder that we supported him and his family.
yeah,
I'm not sure on the total of how much we raised, but it was over 500 or right at $500.
yeah,
And
and for
they were in tears. They couldn't believe
yeah,
that we met Lenny at their show at the irrigation celebration over in no Swim, and
yeah,
then they come to the Infestation a couple times,
yep.
and he is just an awesome fella,
Terrific guy.
and
Went to
he
Walmart.
passed away.
He was a big hot rodder, a big supporter of the community as well. And yeah, he
Yes,
was over on the
absolutely
Olympic Peninsula in the state of
correct.
Washington, and yeah, he contracted cancer and he fought it for a while, and finally, it got him. So yeah, there was quite a bit of support for him and some fundraising and stuff that went on, and you guys put together a real nice tribute
Mhm.
to him as well. I understand that his
Mhm.
family brought his car.
That's right. They brought his truck, his little rat rod truck, Mohawk truck.
That's pretty
Yep,
nice.
pretty
Pretty
cool.
nice.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was a hell of a guy.
Yeah. No,
Everybody knew him.
terrific guy. And that's another part of the hot rod community that we don't talk about as much as, maybe we talk about other things. There are people there who become family, whether they're in your club or not, or just, people that come and
Yes.
are spectators and stuff. And, when you don't want to lose anybody, but when you do, the community kind of, rallies around those folks, and we do whatever we can to help them out.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
that's a big part of hot rodding, I think, and it's one of the reasons that people kind of get involved and then stay involved, I think.
It's a family, like you said. It's right.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. I know we've got the pictures and everything, but do you had best of show for the infestation?
There was the best of show. I'm not sure
Yeah.
who won. Brad picked that guy. He built the trophy,
Uh-huh.
and I'm not sure. I was really busy. I can't remember everybody
I'm
who won
sure you
everything.
were. Having put on car shows, I understand when you're doing it, you
But there
can't.
are pictures of all the winners. I think I can send you those pictures.
Well, we'll run them. We'll run them here as we're
Okay.
going.
The
So
one that Jeff and Cindy sent them to you. Cindy
yeah,
Russell and Jeff Russell.
yeah, yeah.
She sent a bunch of pictures. I think I sent them to you.
Okay. Well, we'll run them
She
all
took
for
the
sure.
pictures of all the winners.
So was there anybody at the show this year that you didn't see before, perhaps, or somebody who might have been new who decided that it might be kind of fun to join the club? Did you get any new members out of the show?
Not yet. I think there were a couple. Marcia got their information.
Okay.
Um,
All right.
There was a guy from work that retired a couple of years ago. He come out on his motorcycle. He come over and said hi. I hadn't seen him with Brian.
Oh, good.
His name is Brian Diver. He's not the same diver, but
Not
he's
the
not
same.
related to him. But he was there. He come look for me and found me. The slow drag was a really big hit. Everybody liked that. They didn't
Oh,
know a
you did a
lot
slow
about it.
drift. You did
Yeah,
a slow drift.
a
Okay. That's
lot of
great.
people didn't know a lot about it. I did a lot of explaining
Yeah.
how to do it. Once they got started, got into it, the fun factor went up, and we had a roll off. It was a lot of fun. There was a fellow there that had been to the Hot Rodorama back in the day at the
Yes.
Swiss Tavern. He wore his Hot Rodorama shirt. Say, yeah, I had one of those, and he'd been like five of them,
Oh, good.
and that's what inspired me to start putting on shows at the Triple X is going to the Hot Rodorama because that
There you go.
ended. And I kind of picked up with the Rat Bastards Infestation right after the Hot Rodorama,
Super. Well,
and that's what kind of
I
pushed
wasn't
that
going
up.
to I wasn't going to say this because it's not absolutely set in stone yet, but maybe by the time the show is broadcast, it might be. There is a big every Tuesday night sort of a cruise-in gathering that happens here in Coeur d'Alene, Post Falls. It was at a place called Curly's, and it's a really nice venue, great food, big parking lot. Hot rodders used to show up there all the time, every week, Tuesday nights, like clockwork, year round. And it ran for about 10 years. The guy that produced it, had fun with it. And then he decided, you know what? He did 10 years. He was going to bag it. And so they kind of floundered around for a little while and then they sold the business. And the people who bought the business are interested in re-establishing this,
Oh, cool.
regular weekly cruise in. So
Hmm.
unbeknownst to me, two of the guys in my club volunteered me to organize the thing.
Nice.
And I said, I need to talk. I mean, you can volunteer me all you want, but I haven't talked to the guys. So that's in the works. I can't say that it's happening yet, but at least we're going to see. We're already doing two
Sorry.
events a month, and to go to, one a week plus, 2 weeks out of the month, we'll do two.
Mhm.
That may be a lot, but it also might be a lot of fun. So
Right
I'll
on. So we're
on.
planning kind of similar. We're trying to figure out a new way to do the trunk or treat
Yeah.
this Halloween. So we're looking for another venue besides the theater to
Okay.
do that.
Well, we'll have an update show in a couple of weeks or maybe a
Sure.
month, and we'll figure out how that works.
Cool.
Super cool. Well, I'm glad the infestation went well. The Idaho Club has made a commitment. Next year, when you have the show, we're going to come over.
Awesome.
We'll bring all 26 guys that we'll have by that time, and we'll come over and make a pilgrimage.
You may have more than that by then.
You never know.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, we got a quick message from a sponsor, and then we'll come back and wrap it up. The Rat Bastards Car Club of Idaho loves a good time, and we'd rather build it than buy it. We're a family-oriented, nonprofit car club that welcomes all 1969 and older in the rough as enough, real steel and iron. We're all about old school, traditional hot rods and rat rods. We get together, we have fun, we help each other build, and we cruise like crazy because that's the way car clubs are supposed to be. The Rat Bastards of Idaho is a new class of old school. Our signature event is the Infestation Show every July. Check our Facebook page for location, time, and date. We're charter sponsors of the Idaho Hot Rod Hall of Fame and the Hot Rod Podcast. Join us at cruise-ins all over Idaho and eastern Washington. Joining the club is easy. Just contact us through the club Facebook page or contact us at any event. Check us out on the Rat Bastards Car Club pages on Facebook. Always a pleasure to have you, my friend.
It's a lot to try and fit in, what, 20 minutes?
Well, it is, but we you put the quarter in and you get the album with both of us, so it's not really a
Cool.
problem. Show 363 is in the books, and
I just want to do a shout out to all the club and thank them very much for all that they have done and participated in creating this because I'm just nothing works without them. There's no club
absolutely,
without them. I'm just
absolutely,
one person and they're the ones that carry it on, and I appreciate
Yeah.
that very much.
Well, it's great to have a club with that kind of people, and I don't see them as much as I used to, and I don't see them enough. And so, from this end, thanks to every single one of you, Becky and Casey and everybody
Oh
else,
yeah,
website.
yeah. There's too many to mention, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Super. Well, we'll do another one down the lane. So thanks for watching this one, and we'll see you on the next one. That's it for this episode of the Hot Rod Podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe to our show, and we appreciate it if you smash those notification buttons too, so you'll know when a new one drops. For Ron Foreman, I'm Brady Wright. This has been the Hot Rod Podcast. We'll see you on the next one.